something else as he was walking back? I think he said, in the name of God, believe him. Uh-oh. Look yonder.
Oh, it's Calpurnia, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Can I speak to Mr. Finch? It doesn't have anything to do with the trial, of course.
What is it, Cal? Judge, she says my kids are missing. I haven't turned up since noon.
Atticus! Atticus, they're over there.
Jem, Scout! Meet me outside.
Easy, man. We'll find out.
Hey, Atticus. We're fine, haven't we, Atticus?
I have no idea. You've been here all afternoon? We'll go home with Calpurnia and stay home.
Aw, Atticus, please let us hear the verdict.
Have you done your reading today for Mrs. DeVos?
Not today, sir.
Tell you what. Go home, do your reading, eat your supper, and then Cal can bring you back.
Sir.
They've heard it all up until now. You might as well hear the rest.
Suppose the jury comes back before
They probably will. They might be out and back in a minute.
You think they'll acquit him that fast?
Go home, do your reading, and if the jury is still out when you get back, you can wait up there with Cal and hear the verdict. Thank you, Cal.
I should skin every one of you alive. The very idea you children listen all that. Mr. Jen, don't you know better to take your little sister to that trial? And as for you, Mr. Dill, you're lucky your aunt does not ship you back to Meridian the first thing in the morning. You ought to be perfectly ashamed of yourselves.
Calpurnia didn't stop expressing her outrage all the way home. When Jen ran over to read to Mrs. DeVos, Cal worked over Dill and me. And she was still upset as we started back to the trial, wondering what on earth we'd find.
Thought you was getting some kind of head on your shoulders, Mr. Jim. Ain't you got any sense at all?
Don't you want to hear what...
Oh, hush your mouth, sir. If Mr. Finch don't wear you out, I will. Sit down.
Hey, the jury's still out. Well, nobody's moved hardly.
They moved around so the jury ran out.
How long they been out?
About an hour. Mr. Finch and Mr. Gilmer did some more talking. And Judge Taylor charged the jury.
How was he?
I'm not complaining one bit. He was mighty fair mighty. I thought he was leaving it to our side. Made Mr. Hugh so mad he stamped out the courtroom.
Well, the judge isn't supposed to lean either way. Besides, we don't need it because we won anyway. I don't see how any jury can...
Don't be so confident, Mr. J. I've never seen any jury favor a black man over a white man.
Well, this case is different. What's with all the whispering? There must be something. That Bob Ewell's looking mighty pleased about something. I wonder where's Atticus.
Found out about the whispering. Atticus had been standing at the window at the end of the court outside, and Bob Ewell came up to him, cursed him, told him he'd kill him if it took the rest of his life. And when Atticus just stood there looking at him, Bob Ewell spat in his face. According to what we heard, Atticus didn't bat an eyelid. Just took out a handkerchief and wiped his face.
How could he let you get away with something like that? I don't know. But he's a dead shot. But that's not his way. I'm gonna ask him about this.
But his only comment, all he said, I wish Bob Ewell would chew tobacco. Several hours went by and we waited. I don't think anyone expected the jury to be out so terribly long.
Jim? Ain't it a long time?
Sure is, Scout. My brother thought it a favorable indication. Meanwhile, nobody moved about. Nobody left. Then, suddenly it was happening.
You had not run off and judge your dinner. Well, you should...
This court will come to order!
Helen, you promised.
I promise. at the jury coming in. Well, what about him? I'm not looking at the defendant. Well, what does that mean?
The defendant will rise.
Hey, I said, what does it mean, Scout? You're gonna see. See what? Hush.
The jury finds the defendant guilty.
No. No, Angeles. No. Tom!
He was. It's all lost.
How could they find him guilty?
It's not right you children should see such things. Not right any children should see such things.
What happens now?
Well, if the evidence don't matter, I don't see it as anything.
But they're not gonna hurt Tom Robinson. They can't. Mr. Finch, he won't let him. He'll stop them.
They can find Tom Robinson guilty and spit in his face. But no matter what any of them say, Atticus, he's...
Miss Jean Louise, stand up. Your father's passing.
When we spoke to Atticus later, Jem started to cry. He wanted to know how the jury could do it. I'd never seen my father so close to being bitter. I don't know how, he told us, but they did it. They've done it before, they did it today, and they'll do it again. And when they do it, it seems only children weep. As for Bob Ewell, he walked out of the courtroom expecting to find himself a town hero. But it turned out only a few really believed him. Atticus had destroyed his last shred of credibility. All Ewell got for his pain was, it's okay, you convicted the Negro. But now you get back to your dump. And Ewell started making terrible threats. This time he should have believed him. This time he was telling the truth. I hurried home ahead of Jem and Dill. I didn't want them to see me going back to the knot hole. I put a note there thanking whoever it was who left me the nice surprises. I thought there might be an answer. What I found was...
Cement. Oh, somebody's filled it with cement.
Anything than the matter?
What? No. There's cement in the knot hole.
I know, I filled it up.
Why'd you do that, sir?
Trees die and you fill them up when you're sick. You should know that, Miss Jean Louise.
But the tree don't look sick to me. It was that carved the soap statues up with him. Why'd you run off? You scared all, Mr. Gould? Not one bit. Why did he stand outside that courthouse talking so hateful? His side won. Well, it hasn't won, really. We can still do something. Looks to me like the minute Miss Mayella opened her mouth to scream, Tom Robinson was a dead man.
Jim, I'm absolutely surprised at you children. Did Atticus say you could go to court? Why were you sitting in the color balcony? Everybody mentioned it. Was it not right close over there?
Hush, Stephanie.
Well, I'm just saying, do you think it's right for children that...
We've made this town this way for them. They might as well learn to cope with it.
Well, at least they don't have to wallow in it.
What happened in court this morning is much a part of Maycomber's missionary teas.
Well, excuse me. Don't suppose they understood anyway. But I'm real sorry you had to see your daddy get beat.
When I get grown, I think I'm gonna be a clown. What, Dill? Yes, sir. A clown. Well, there's not one thing in the world that I can do about folks, so I'm just gonna join the circus and laugh my head off.
You got it backwards, Dill. Clowns are sad. It's folks that laugh at them.
Well, I'm gonna be a new kind of clown. And I'm gonna stand in that ring every night and laugh right in their face.
Don't you pay any attention to what she says about Atticus.
What do you mean?
I simply would like you to know that there's some men in this world who are born to do our unpleasant jobs for us. And your father is one of them.
Oh, well,
Don't you oh well me, sir. You're just not old enough to appreciate what I said.
I always thought Maycomb folks were the nicest folks in the world.
We're the safest folks in the world. We're so rarely called on to be Christian. But when we are, we've got men like Atticus to go for us.
Well, who feels that way besides you?
A handful of people in this town who say that fair play isn't marked white only.
But who? Who did one thing for Tom Robinson?
His friends for one thing. And people like us. We exist too. People like Judge Taylor. And people like Tate. Start using your head, Jim. Did it ever strike you that Judge Taylor naming Atticus to defend Tom was no accident? That he might have had his reasons.
That's right, Jim. You know, usually the court appoints some new lawyer. One who's just starting.
You're beginning to realize that there's more to it than you thought. Whether Maycomb knows it or not, we are paying your father the highest tribute we can pay a man. We trust him to do right.
Then why'd he get beat?
Miss Stephanie talks nonsense. Maybe he didn't get an acquittal, but he got something. As I was sitting in that courtroom today, just waiting, I thought to myself, Atticus Finch won't win. He can't win. But he is the only man in these parts who can keep the jury out of a case like this for so long. That's when I thought to myself, take note of this time and this place. It's Maycomb, Alabama, and we are making a step. It's just a baby step, but it's a step. Going into the kitchen now. I'm gonna make a cake. I'd be mighty pleased if y'all come around later and have some.
Yes, Miss Maude.
Thank you.
Mr. Dill?
Me too? Oh, sure, I'll come. Thanks, Miss Maude. Well, I better go talk to Aunt Rachel. They trust him to do right. I'll come back later, and then we can have cake.
Tom Robinson was taken to the Enfield prison farm about 70 miles away. Atticus thought Tom had a good chance in the trial, but Tom just couldn't hope anymore. His old employer made a job for Helen so she could support the children. She had to pass the Ewell place, and they shouted, shot things at her. She was terrified till Tate went out and made them desist. Then Ewell's threats got worse. Partly he blamed Judge Taylor, but the main focus of his sick fury was Atticus. The only man ever to be fired from the WPA for laziness was Ewell. And somehow he twisted that onto Atticus too. Said Atticus had got his job. It looked to us like it was building to a blow-up, but Atticus just went about his business working on Tom's appeal. And suddenly, death was among us. First it was Mrs. DuBose. Jem had gone over to read to her when he was stopped by Cal, had gone over to lend a hand. The doctor just told her Mrs. DuBose had passed away. And Jem found out why I'd been reading to her. She'd been given morphine for her pain and she'd become an addict. But she wanted to break herself of it before she died. She wanted to leave the world beholden to nobody and nothing. Jem's reading was a distraction. It was a help.
That's why you said I had to read to her.
Her views on a lot of things were quite different from mine, but I was glad she asked you to read to her because I wanted you to see.
Hello, Finch.
I wanted you to see what real courage is.
Got some good news for you, Mr. Finch.
Courage isn't a man with a knife in his hand, Jim. It's you know your link before you begin, but you begin anyway and you see through no matter what. You rarely win, but sometimes you do. Mrs. DeVoe's one. All 98 pounds of her.
All 98 pounds. Don't you want to hear?
Helen, what's wrong?
Atticus. Atticus.
Cal.
One of the children?
It's not the children.
I tell you, they shot that nigga dead.
Tom's dead.
Mr. Finch, they shot Tom.
He was running. It was during their exercise period. He went on a blind raving charge at the fence. They started climbing over, right in front of them.
Oh my God, Cal, please take Helen inside and you kids go inside.
Hey, they put 17 bullet holes in.
I said for you to go inside. They never tried to stop him, give him any warning.
They shouted. Then they fired a few shots in the air. They didn't shoot at him until he was almost over the fence.
Finch, how could they shoot Tom?
Helen, to them he wasn't Tom, he was just an escaping prisoner. I don't know. I told them we had a chance, but I couldn't say we had more than a chance. I guess Tom was fed up with white man's chances.
Huh. Ain't it just like a nigger to cut and run?
Right, you come inside, Helen.
And run.
Do you have anything more you want to say, Mr. Ewell?
Yeah, I got something I want to say. I'd say that's one nigga down. Tracks to go. I wonder who's gonna be next.
I think I'd keep the shotgun loaded with a double O.
Well, he doesn't have a shotgun.
Can't believe Bob Ewell would ever really come after me, but if he should, I'll deal with him.
I expect you would.
Atticus, I'm worried about you. I think you should get a gun.
I told you twice to go inside. Oh, heck, was Tom really shot up that bad?
Let's talk, Atticus. But I don't know. You best be careful.
Yeah, thanks, Jack.
Take care of yourself now.
Let's go inside and meet with Helen. And remember, she's someone who's heard enough about guns.
Atticus was underestimating what anger and sick frustration can do to an already unbalanced man. The night we found out, there was a pageant at the school auditorium and Jem said he'd take me. It was to be our longest journey together. Wind was coming up and Jem said it might be raining before we got home. Before we left, Cal had a pinprick of apprehension. When I asked her what was wrong, she said somebody just walked over my grave. On the way to school, Jem had a flashlight.
You scared? You scared of Haynes? Haynes, hot steams, incantations, secret signs. I'm too old. Angel bright, blinding dick. Get off the road, don't suck my breath. You're just scared. Scared because of passing through Radley's place. I'm not scared. Sykes, he must not be home. How can you tell? Well, if he was, there wouldn't be a bird singing in the tree. You hear that, mocker? Turn your light back on. I can't. There's something wrong with it. Give me a hand. How do you know where we're at? I know we're passing by the tree now because we just went through a cool spot. Look, careful.
The trip back from the pageant was more eventful. Heavy rain clouds had blacked out the moon and it was pitch dark. Wind was coming up too. But as we started home, it was raining. And Jem said he thought he heard something. And we stopped to listen, but he didn't hear anything. We walked a few more steps and he stopped again. I thought he was trying to scare me, but that wasn't it. He held my hand tight and pulled me along fast. And we stopped suddenly. I thought I heard footsteps following too.
scared?
Don't think we're too far from the tree now.
Reckon we ought to sing, Jen? No, Scout, be real quiet. Oh, that's just thunderstorm getting closer. No, Scout, listen. I hear him. Jim, what do we do? Oh, Scout, he's coming. Quick, run, Scout! Jim, I've tripped! Please help me! Scout, where are you? I don't know. I can't see you!
I can't
Who called? What is it? Jem. Cal, telephone Dr. Reynolds. Tell him urgent. Scout. Scout!
I'm here, Atticus. I'm okay, but the man did something awful to Jim. Atticus, is Jim dead?
No, he's just unconscious. Looks like his arm's broken.
Scout, all right?
Yeah.
Mr. LeMay's getting Dr. Reynolds.
Is Jim dead?
No, it's just passed out from the pain. Who'll do this?
Cal,
Oh,
telephone
boy.
Heck Tate.
Yes.
Tell him someone's been after my kids.
After 10 forevers, Dr. Reynolds had finished with Jim. He said it looked like someone tried to wring his arm off, and it would be a while before he could play football again. He added his assurance that Jim was not dead, only under sedation. Meanwhile, Heck Tate had been investigating, and when he came to the porch, there was something odd about him.
Atticus, you home?
No, coming up, Heck. Find anything? I can't conceive anyone to do this.
It's Bob Ewell. He's lying on the ground yonder, with the kitchen knife stuck up under his ribs. He's dead, Mr. Finch.
Dead. You sure?
Good and dead. He won't harm these children anymore.
But
that mean that low-down skunk with enough liquor to make him brave enough to kill children?
I thought he got it out and he spat at me. If he hadn't, I thought I'd be the one he came after.
Now you know better. He broke James' arm. Then he came after you. Then what happened?
Someone came out to help. Someone,
Well, who was it?
well, there he is, Mr. Tate. Can I tell you his name? Hey, Boo.
His right name is Mr. Arthur. Who is just a nickname. Jean Louise, this is Mr. Arthur Radley. Perhaps you'd like to take him in. You can sit by Jem.
You like to come inside, Mr. Boo?
Well, heck, I guess the thing to do. Jem is a minor, of course, so he'll come before county court.
What will Mr. Finch?
Of course, it's clear-cut self-defense.
Mr. Finch, do you think Jem killed Bob Ewell?
They were struggling in the dark. Jem probably got a hold of his knife.
Jem didn't do it.
Heck, that's good of you, and I know you're doing it from the good of your heart, but I wouldn't have Jem grown up with a whisper about it. I won't hush up.
Hush up what? Jem didn't do it.
Then who did?
I'll tell you what happened. Bob Ewell fell on his knife. He killed himself.
Heck, I won't have my kids hear me say something different from what they know to be true. If I do, I won't have them anymore. I can't live one way in town and another way in my home.
Mr. Finch, I hate to fight you when you're like this. You've been put under the strain no man should ever have to go through. Maybe that's why you're not doing two and two together.
But if it wasn't Jem, then
Put that out of mind, Mr. Finch. Already told you what happened.
if it wasn't Jem, then
This isn't your decision, Mr. Finch. It's all mine. It's my decision, and it's my responsibility. There's not much you can do about it.
What are you saying, Hank?
I'm saying there's a black man dead for no reason, and the white man responsible is dead. So let the dead bury the dead this time, Mr. Finch.
But supposing it was, then...
I never heard tell it's against the law for someone to do his utmost to prevent a crime. And that's exactly what Boo Radley did. Now you might say it's my duty to tell everybody in Macomb County what happened. Then you know what'll happen? All the ladies, including my wife, will be coming to his door bringing angel food cakes. My way of thinking, Mr. Finch, bringing Boo of his shy ways into the limelight, well, that's the same. And Atticus, I may not be much, but I'm still sheriff of Macomb County, and Bob Ewell fell on his knife. Now, good night, sir.
Scout.
Yes, Atticus?
Bob Ewell fell on his knife. Can you possibly understand?
Sir, it seems to me...
Gee, Louise, will you take me home?
Arthur, thank you for my children, Arthur.
I remember the moon had come out, the storm had passed over, and I was being escorted by Boo Radley. He went inside and I never saw him again. But standing on Boo's porch, I saw something else. A young boy and girl shouting, running to meet their father coming home. Children excited about surprises found in an odd hole. And then a stormy night. And those children need him. Atticus. I was already beginning to stand in other people's shoes. The thing you wanted, Atticus. But did you ever know?
Hey, Atticus? What Mr. Tate said about dragging Boo into the limelight? Heck was right.
How's that?
Well, it'd sort of be like shooting a Mockingbird, wouldn't it?
Yes. Yes, it would. Come on. Let's go inside and be with Jem.
We did know.
Atticus? All those ideas we had about Boo Radley. He's real nice.
Most people are scouted. When you finally see them.
Horace